Those are topics we discuss, and I think mastering those points is very important for you to actually excel in MMI. So, number one is storytelling. MMI requires you to be an excellent storyteller, right? You might have a very good story, but if you don't know how to say it, you don't know how to narrate the story in a nice way, in a good way, it's to waste. Not only that, sometimes you have an excellent story, but you only have 40 seconds to say it. So you have to learn how to mention the good points, how to skip the details so that you can use your time as wisely as possible. Mastering storytelling is one. Number two is developing a structure for your answer. I believe that developing a structure is so very important. Yes, you can freestyle it, you can go around and just like talk and talk and talk for 8 minutes, but I feel this lead you to missing out of points, to repeating yourself a lot, and to making your answer chaotic. While developing a structure and mastering the structure development. So when you see the stem of the question, when you see they give you 2 minutes to look at the question and before you answer it. So in those 2 minutes, if you can come up with a perfect structure, right? So I will introduce myself, I will summarize the question, I will speak about 3 main points, and then I will summarize again, and then I will ask for any follow-up questions, and then I will conclude, right? So having a structure really helps you, because even on the day of the interview, you will be nervous. You will be nervous. So having a structure really helps you to be on the autopilot mode while you are calming your nerves down until your brain can start thinking again. Especially in the first station where you are nervous, having a structure really can save you. Now, the second thing is emotional intelligence and empathy, right? So, like, some of us tend to be very direct, very fact-based, and that is not necessarily a good thing when it comes to the MMI. Sometimes saying something like, a question came, and this family, they have a child who is 9 years old, faced with cancer, they have only a month left to live. Okay? This is a situation that requires a lot of empathy, You have to say things like, oh, I can't even imagine if this was my little brother. I can't even imagine if this was my son. The parents are probably, I can't even imagine what they are going through. Right now, they have been, they just realized they will lose their child, and they might need a lot of time to process those information. And I want to try my best to be as supportive as possible for them and to ease this hard journey for them, so that hopefully I can be a guider throughout those difficult times for them. And like things like I will give them napkins to if they were crying. I'll leave some space in my schedule so that I give them time to cry and to process the information. I understand that most likely I will have to come again because at that time they will not process the information. All those things, they are emotional points. You are not saying anything extra, but rather you are acknowledging the emotions. So mastering emotional intelligence is very important, and it's actually one of the things that make you above average. So mastering this is important. And then another thing here is the different types of questions and how to approach them and how to answer them. Having mastering this skill of being able to answer all varieties of questions is very, very important. For example, if for example there's a policy question, that's a type of question or a category of questions. So usually I'm going with I'll speak about the pros of the policy, the cons of the policy, and then how I will reach a final decision about the policy. For example, with ethical questions, I will say my structure would be, I will gather more information and assess the situation, and then I will come up with a decision based on the situation. So I'll be like, if there's a current risk, I'll do this. If not, then I'll do that. So assessing the situation, responding to the situation, and then, for example, the third point could be follow up to the situation, or it could be how to prevent the situation from happening again, or it could be a personal story. So that is, for example, for an ethical question. A personal question might be like, what is your favorite book, right? And then how are you gonna respond to that? You know, my favorite book in the past, my current favorite book, what I learned from those, what a personal story, how I will implement this as a future physician, how I will implement this with my family. So, like understanding the different types of questions and then understanding how to answer those questions is also very, very important. And then knowledge development